Statements by the Ministry. Responses. I recognize the member for Toronto Centre.
Thank you very much, Speaker. On behalf of the official opposition Ontario NDP, I'm proud to rise with the 2S LGBTQI communities in solidarity for June's Pride Month. Pride Month is a chance for the two-spirited queer and trans communities to reflect, to celebrate, and to continue the fight for justice. The overall story of pride in our province and nation is one of advocacy, progress, and unrelenting resilience. The first official Pride Parade in Canada occurred in Toronto in 1981. Instead of a parade, Speaker, it was more of a gay picnic on Toronto Island. It was then known as Toronto Gay Pride Day. It started as a modest gathering of 1,500 brave individuals, Speaker, who showed up to demand for respect and human dignity. Over the years, this tiny, small, pride-based organization grew in size and significance. Today, Pride is 1 month long, and Pride Toronto's marquee Sunday March is now the largest one in the world, outranking the heavyweights of Sao Paulo, Madrid, and New York City. Speaker, I would be remiss in my remarks today if I did not mention that my son celebrates his 5th birthday today. As a queer and non-binary parent, my family personally benefits from the hard work of those who came before me in this House, including the Reverend Dr. Sherry DeNovo, former New Democratic MPP from Parkdale High Park. It was under her leadership, Speaker, that the Ontario NDP passed into law more 2S LGBTQI positive legislation than any other party in Canadian history. This record of accomplishment, Speaker, includes Toby's Act, which added trans rights to the Ontario Human Rights Code in 2012, the Affirming Sexual Orientation and Gender Identity Act, which banned conversion therapy for 2S LGBTQI youth in 2015, Cy and Ruby's Act, which established parent equality for parents in 2015, which meant, Speaker, that I did not have to adopt my own son when my wife gave birth to our baby, which would have been a very expensive, demeaning, and laborious act. And of course, the Trans Day of Remembrance Act in 2017. So many gains have been made, but progress, unfortunately, is slipping away, both here and around the world. It's disheartening to see the rise of hate, religious fundamentalism, and alt-right movements here in Canada and abroad. Every pride is different. This pride is happening during a year where threats to the 2S LGBTQI communities continue to be on the rise. Yesterday, I marked my 2nd anniversary as MPP for Toronto Centre, and it was also roughly that time I was named the chair of the Ontario NDP Queer Caucus. During this time, with the steadfast support of our leader and our caucus, I've tabled 10 private members' bill, including 3 that specifically address the direct health, well-being, and safety needs of our community. These bills include keeping the 2S LGBTQI Community Safe Act, the Chosen Family Day Act, and the Gender Affirming Healthcare Act, which unfortunately was wrongheadedly voted down this February. Despite this setback, Pride reminds us that we have much more accomplishments ahead of us because we have done this before. Pride reminds us that the Black, Indigenous, racialized, trans, and two-spirited communities who have trailblazed and who are a constant source of inspiration will continue to do that work alongside of everyone else in this House. From the Stonewall riots to the very first Pride marches that rolled out to the antiviral drugs that we continue to fight for, progress has never been assured. It has always been hard-won, and we know that the fight is far from over. The Ontario NDP and all members of this House should be advocating for housing as a human right, so everyone, regardless of their sexual orientation or gender identity, will have a safe home to call their own. We must all stand with every student and educator in Ontario so that they know that they are not alone when flying the rainbow flag or creating positive spaces in schools and libraries, even when others are trying to shut them down. We will stand with every resident in Ontario so they know that they can be their true and authentic selves in their workplaces, in their schools, and their place of worship. Only by working together, Speaker, and only by working together can we truly create a province that embraces diversity, where we are all champions of human rights, and that we can celebrate every single family member, including my son. I invite all members of this House and all members of the public to join us on the front lawn tomorrow at Queen's Park. The Ontario Public Services Pride Network has been working hard to host a flag raising. It will be their 10th Pride flag raising at Queen's Park. They will be hosting this event with a 30-person choir as well as a lunch. I hope all members can join us. Let's show everyone in small towns and big cities across Ontario of what this place stands for, that the Ontario Legislature is united in our advancement of 2S LGBTI equality and human rights.